you, sir, that your guidance and your learning in the stock market. So today our topic is about all about whatever you have learned, whatever you can guide our viewers just to understand the thing. So my first question to you today is: see, a lot of people buy a lot of stocks, thinking that okay, this is a multi-bagger, and everyone wants to create the wealth. See, no one want to buy a stock which don't perform. So the whole idea is to create a wealth. And in your life, see, whenever you have taken few bets or few stocks, and according to your research, you mentioned that in your previous organization also you were trying to find out the multi-baggers, which are the mid caps, and now today they might be a large cap, for example. So in your case, let's me talk about the failure first. So is there any moment which you would like to share that कि आपने सबसे पहले सोचा कि ये मल्टी बैगर होगा और इवेंचुअली बाद में पता पड़ा कि that stock has gone to a toss or it has become zero or whatever. So on that note I will start. So over to you, sir.
Yes, Rishi, very interesting point. Personally, I think whatever time I have spent, almost 25, 27 years in the market, but every day is still a learning process. The day we feel that we have learned the tricks of the game actually changes. So in stock market, it is always evolving, always learning, always improving. And in the journey, I'm sure all of us have made mistakes. And
Correct.
point is to learn from those mistakes. So I'm not an exception. Even there are cases in which, even I have faltered. And I would like to share my experience with all of you so that it could help people to prevent from making such mistakes. So let me give one case study, which is where a lot of people thought it's a great multi-bagger and a lot of people then ended up making mistakes. So there is this one company by the name of Rico India,
Right.
RICOH, Rico India, in which, stalwart investors like Kalpraj Dharamshi of, ValueQuest, PMS, and also now it is held by, it's owned by Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. But that is one company which was perceived or it was believed that it's a great multi-bagger story which will happen. Let me touch upon, how that journey went by because it's a very interesting story. So in case of Rico India, the company was essentially owned by the Japanese parent Rico. And Rico is considered as one of the big names globally in the field of, copier machines and Xerox machines and all of it. That Japanese parent was owning 75% of the Indian company. And somewhere in 2015, if you go back 5 years ago, there was this big theme in India which was of, digitalization. That
Correct.
digital India was the big thing to go about, and everybody was trying to work on that. So Rico India at that point in time made an announcement that they have got order of about 1370 crores. 1370 crores from the postal department to actually digitalize the postal department. So that was a big announcement from the company. And with Rico's parentage, the technology inputs which was required for the Indian company would have automatically come from the parent. And one more thing was the company kept on announcing one order after the other in terms of saying that, the Delhi code where a lot of paperwork actually is happening, all of that paper will be in the digital mode and the Rico India company has got orders for all of it. So that was a huge opportunity which was there. So I got into the stock at a price of 230. And within less than 12 months, the stock had gone up from 230 rupees to something like 1300 or so. So it had become 5, 6 times in a period of less than 1 year. That was a huge thing which happened. But all during that 1 year period, the debt in the company was going up. So when I went and questioned the management, why is the company's debt going up? The management gave an explanation that the debt is going up because they have to execute these orders, and it is the Rico parent, the Japanese parent, which is giving money to the Indian company. So money was flowing from the parent to the Indian company, and so the debt in the company was actually going up to execute the orders. After 12 months, that is somewhere in 2016-17, the auditors came and stated that they are not willing to come out with the quarterly results because they believe that there is something which is fishy or something which is wrong in the company. That
Correct.
was the first alarm signals when the auditors of the company were reluctant to come out with the results for Rico India. And that's when, the concern in the market also started, that is there anything which is meaning in terms of the results, numbers, performance order? What is the gray area? What is wrong? And the stock really started tanking. It just collapsed. It collapsed one way down from that 1200, 1300 mark and just went down, down, down. I was just lucky enough to kind of, take an exit at a price of 280. But when the auditors, after 6 months or 9 months, there was a change in auditor, when the new results came in, there was an actual loss of something around 1120 crores in the books. So first there was an announcement of about 1370 crores and Delhi court and all of it. And after 12, 15 months or just about 1.5 years, actually it ended up saying that there was a loss of 1120 crores. And this is what shocked every investor. The stock was just delisted because it did not give any results. And the story does not end here. The stock went down, but Rico India, the parent, the Japanese parent, that has never happened in Indian corporate history. That the parent is taking the loss of the company in their own books. What it means is Rico India's loss, the parent, Japanese parent, wanted to take the loss on their own books so that the minority shareholders don't get affected. Now, this has never happened in Indian corporate history. Eventually, the auditors could not figure out what was wrong. Then the company went in for NCLT, and now that company has been taken over by Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala and Kalpraj Dharamshi, and they own the company. The point which I want to make is that, when we had invested or we had bought into the company, we had done a lot of due diligence. We had
Right.
interacted with the management. We had done ground study of understanding from the franchisees and visiting their exhibitions and seeing all of those things. But still, there was this, concern of management. And so the takeaway is that management in India, specifically in case of small caps and mid cap companies, can be really doubtful or questionable. So whenever one is investing into equity markets, there is risk, specifically in case of small and mid cap companies. Even though you are, interacting with the management, the risk still remains. And despite parent coming and taking the losses, the company just went, burst. It went down all the way to almost zero. The company went, and then it went in for NCLT. So I'm saying that no matter, irrespective of the kind of, precautionary steps that you take, you could still falter. And that is the big thing to understand in case of equity markets, that the risk is there. It is going to be there for a long period of time. And you need to be watchful of the risk. And once you get first discomfort on the corporate governance, I think one should really, kind of sound a red flag and just exit the company. So corporate governance remains to be the key thing to watch out for in mid caps and small cap companies and businesses. I think that is very, very pertinent. And this is one example on which maybe, I think over the next few years, the way in which, we are seeing the story of Harshad Mehta and the scam come out. I'm sure one day a movie is going to come out for Rico India and the way in which, things went wrong in that company. So the learning is that be aware of corporate governance, be watchful of mid-cap companies, the risks are there, and above all, luck plays a big role in the equity market. So, destiny is also very, very important. I think, Rishi, that's what is in case study in which, I got into a company, saw it becoming go up 5 times in 1 year, and then from those 5 times of 4 digit number to a 2 digit number in less than 3 months. So this happens in the equity markets, and that's one of the things which I want to share with all of you.